Welcome to Final Verdict. I'm Adam.
I'm Jamie.
G'day, mates. How you going? My name's Wade. You might have heard DankPods or Garbage Time or any other trash channel. There's a cat on my phone, and it's fine. It's hey. Oh no, that's Bugs. Okay.
Yes, DankPods is here.
G'day, mates. How you going? Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for coming on.
I get to talk music and geek out about it, which is something I really try and hold back from, because if you're not into it, it can just be snooze fest. But like, this is a sanctioned zone for geeking about music.
Oh, yeah,
But only
absolutely.
a little bit geeking.
Oh.
Yeah, we're the second most popular music podcast in the Lower Mainland.
Yeah.
In this lounge room.
Yeah, yeah.
As the second most popular music podcast, I guess we should probably tell, because your listeners will probably, or your viewers will probably listen to this because you're on it.
Yeah.
But for Wade's listeners,
Yeah, what we do here is kind of like it's like a book club.
Yeah, we're a book club for vinyls. So what people do, or we do, is we bring a record and we have us all listen to it, and then we say whether we like it or not.
Although you are breaking the rules for me, just because transporting vinyl.
Yeah, he didn't
My
bring
computer
it, but that's
didn't even
okay.
survive. What would a
Yeah.
vinyl disc do, like with Air Canada and Qantas tag team?
I don't think you want to find out.
No.
But also, if you put it in the cargo hold, I read that it doesn't like the extreme changes from heat to cold.
Oh, of course.
So
It's
you get a lot of cupped vinyl coming through if you bring it in your baggage. So
and admittedly, this is actually an album that I've never played the vinyl of, because this is an important album to me that I found. I mean, we'll talk about it soon, but I wanted to own it ultimately and physically, because like digital bits on a CD is whatever, but a vinyl literally has the sound file scratched into it. It's the most romantic part about it. It's having your music scratched out for you, and it comes out so smooth and clear. So like, I do appreciate the breaking of the rules a little bit here for my case. You know, it's
And what album are we listening to?
it's Avishai Cohen's Gently Disturbed.
Okay. I've
right.
never heard of this guy.
No, it's because I have jazz degrees. That's my, like, you know, I'm this dopey, dumb idiot who yells at nuggets and terrible cars, and I play the moron. But I technically have first-class honors in jazz philosophy. I started a master's. I wanted the funny hat and the capes.
Oh,
that was it.
nice.
Yeah, that's
I
why
saw
was
them,
in it,
and you get special chair during graduation. You get to sit throughout the whole graduation, looking down on everybody. And I shallowly really wanted that.
But you got it. You got it. You earned it.
No, I didn't get that far. I mean, I got first class honors, so I've got the mortarboard, the square hat. You know, Simpsons. Where's your mortarboard? Oh, it's right here, sir. But you never keep on hand. I have 2 of those things. Yeah, I started a thesis. You have to pitch it. You have to be approved for a master's, because you're adding to the faculty's library. Ultimately, you're adding new research to the library for someone else to cite from. And then I became a meme lord instead. I got 3 or 4 months in,
yeah.
and I pivoted. And unfortunately, being a meme lord brought far more success than any of those degrees could have. But I don't know.
Yeah.
By studying arts, it helped me understand what it is to create creative stuff, which has helped me with YouTube. So I owe everything to it.
So how did you stumble upon? So did you, like, through your studies, did you find this album?
Yeah, because you know, jazz musicians, we all clump together in share houses, which was fun, because usually the groups that we'll put into at university, like, you'd be put in bands, they'd pair you up, or, you know, 4 people at a time. We all shared houses that were our groups, and so we got to just rehearse all the time. What's happened?
I just wanted to put my laptop on my lap. Don't worry.
Oh, it's a laptop.
I just like how he locked eyes with me when he did it. Just like mischievously, like he had done something wrong. I never actually heard of Avishai Cohen before you brought him on, but through doing a little bit of research, I discovered that he is not to be confused with Avishai Cohen.
Who?
Of the same name.
Of the same name, who is also Israeli and is also a jazz musician. And is also in the same age range, is a jazz trumpeter.
There's a lot of John Smiths out there. You
Yeah.
know, like, I don't know. Maybe it's
so Avishai Cohen, not Avishai Cohen.
Yeah, don't get that twisted, everyone.
The trumpeter, not the bassist, had to put out an album that said the jazz trumpeter, or that was titled that, so that people wouldn't get confused with the bass player.
Yep.
Who we are covering.
Yep.
Who is of a similar age range.
Yep.
And also Israeli.
There you go. And I'd never heard of him before. It was just in the share houses. Because my good mate, bassist friend, because this is bass heavy stuff. Because that's Avishai. He just put it on in the car, and it just lit me up. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there are different people who see different stuff in music. There are people who are lyric driven. They want to hear the words in music. And I feel there are people who are harmony and melody driven, which is me. I don't hear the words in music. After 7 or 8 listens, if it gets under my skin, then I'll figure out what the lyrics are about.
Interesting. That's sort of how Dan's approach to music too. We had Dan on.
I feel like I'm the same way. I'm not. I listen. Lyrics are always like things that comes later.
He doesn't listen to music back to front either. He likes to skip about and find the interesting parts of it. Like he'll go like click through a song, which is very weird. And then if he likes the way like he clicks into the middle of a song, he'll just listen to the whole thing.
Huh.
But he skips the boring parts by just like not listening to it, I guess.
I don't go that far because the intro could set up what the next bit is.
Yes.
Sometimes the journey is
Yeah, exactly.
part of
The
the
journey
music.
is the destination.
So yeah.
And so this
Friends
stuff
we met along the way. Yeah.
Yeah. But this stuff is really harmony and melody dense. It's instrumental, and I love how it's a traditional jazz trio, piano trio,
course,
as you say,
yeah.
which is piano, double bass, drums. There's my favorite song is Chutzpan, which is the second one we'll get to. But there's an amazing live recording of it in just a tiny little basement studio, and you see just how quietly they're playing. The drums, they're whispers, not using rods or anything. It sticks. But if you saw these folks live, you can sit right up on them and you won't be blowing your ears out. And it literally makes the sound of this. The cymbals that he uses, their design. He's got flat rides, as they're called. There's no bell. It's just a flat disc. And you just touch them. Like, yeah, that's what I find just so magical about this is that it's actually quiet and that they don't need amplification. They can set up anywhere and it would sound just like this. Like from the double bass to the piano. I don't know, in this amplified, overly compressed, heckin' amounts of production value out of the stuff. These are 3 musicians playing acoustic instruments.
Yeah.
And you could put a mic just in the middle of the room and it would sound almost
And I believe
just
this
like
was like live.
Live to
recorded.
tape, yeah.
Live to, yeah.
Which is how we always did it. It was like, you got one shot, one opportunity. Dun, 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 Eminem, 8 Mile,
Oh, yeah.
Bombs Maggette. Yeah, and honestly, I would also say, like, talking about the fact that there's not a bunch of, like, processing on the audio on the song is a testament to, like, all of how well produced it is. It's a beautiful sounding album. The piano's lush. It's mic'd up very well. But it's all fundamentals. And it comes from the playing, too. Like, the playing is insane. The stuff that they're doing, like, mathematically, from a rhythmic perspective, as well as from, like, a harmonic and improvisational perspective, the way that they do it so smoothly, like there's no, it's like they are all incredible musicians.
It's the harmony so deep. I mean, like, do I need to kind of explain just a little bit of like jazz is just about quote making it up. It's like the highest form of bullshit. If you discount politics, I guess.
Yeah.
But like jazz.
That's the lowest form of bullshit.
Oh my.
Politics.
But there's rules. There's lots of rules, and it's the chords of the music. So this has so many different chords as you hear them go past, and that each chord has first choice scales that you could put over them. They're not using first choice scales. They're using inversions and all sorts of stuff. But there's rules and guidelines on what you can use that works with those particular notes at any one time. And as these chords are going past, the chord change, chord change, chord change, when they enter the solo section, the improv bit, they're obeying those rules, but also pushing against them. You'll hear parts where it sounds outside. It gets real crunchy sounding because they're pushing outside the rules. And it's just, I mean, in the jazz course, we just listen to this stuff. It's like, it's one thing to be able to play like this, but to conceive it, to try and copy this stuff, we're going, like, there's the tune called 11 Wives. It's in 11.
Yeah.
And we're listening, just going like, to improvise on the fly over this chord structure in 11, but then you get one level out from that. You go, they conceived this. They thought it up in the first place.
On top of it, to me, that blows me away is because having, like, I've played bass, I've played drums. I'm not close to a professional, all in a very amateur hobbyist capacity. to be able to play with the speed and precision while also maintaining dynamics is like next level. It's not that hard, or it's very. Most people can get to the point where they're playing complex stuff with no dynamics.
Yeah.
Or you can play easy stuff with lots of dynamics. It's like adding all of that, like in the drumming, I'm just blown away. Also, the style of drumming is really different than what I'm used to, because I know that typically when people think of drumming in like, they usually think of it in terms of rock music.
Boots and cats and boots
and it
and
forms the
cats.
basis of the entire rhythm. On this album, the drums are so much more like a texture, while the piano and bass are holding down the rhythm section, which is more frequent in jazz, right? Like my understanding from the 2 jazz courses I took in university,
That's plenty.
is that it's like the hi-hat is like often in like swing, the bass drum was never considered the like thing that holds the beat.
No, it's the ride cymbal.
Yes,
ting, 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 ting,
Yeah.
ting. And you'd feather the kick. It's called feathering. You just touch it. And the kick is more for accents and bops and hits, and which are in line with the soloist. You know, da nu da da ba do ba, and you try and line up your hits with them. So like everyone's improvising, but you're all listening. So as you know, the pianos are doing their solos. Plenty of that in this. You hear the drums trying to line up with bits. Like there's like lots of attacks. You hear the drummer respond with a little bit. I don't know. Once you get to this level, they're just talking. They're having they're at that level with their instruments that they're literally having a discussion, and they're throwing quips at each other and like, you know, returning and sending. But if you're not into it, it can just sound like too much. But
like,
it's
cacophony of sound.
I mean, I would say to me, this, as far as like jazz albums go, this feels very accessible to me.
Really?
Yeah,
I would
thought
say
so
like
too.
it's really, it's not exploring the depths, like abrasive tones. It's not exploring aggressive energies or anything like that. It's not stretching your mind so far beyond what you know is like at least pleasant, right? Like there's a lot. Listen, like Ornette Coleman.
Yeah,
or even
that's
like,
the one.
Even like post hard bop Coltrane can get really freaking shrill. It can get really annoying and like overwhelming, and it's like
it's an art piece.
It's
meant to invoke a response.
Do you know like Jacob Collier?
Yeah.
Do you know Yngwie Malmsteen?
Not as
He's like a guitarist, and they fall into the category of like they're so good at music they're obnoxious.
Yes,
but
and
that's a skill in of itself.
No,
though,
it's amazing. Like all respect to Jacob Collier. That dude is he's a legend.
If I was that smart, I'd get bored of the 12 notes in Western music too. You know what I mean? If I was that far.
And I think jazz, there's lots of parts of jazz have people that are obnoxiously good at music, and it goes to the point where like, you know, you have to have like you have to be like mainlining jazz music for a little while, because you need something crazy to give you any effect.
Well, if it was cooking, it'd be like, yes, it's mint foam on burnt toast with a side of, you know, like, you know, this stuff that shouldn't mix. And it's like, you don't understand it. You're not on the level of and it's just this like horrible meal that's tiny, and it's like, but it's like, no, you just don't get it.
Yeah,
you know, that could be the music of that.
But some chef is coming in here and be like, this is insane. I've never had this combination before. I'm going to take this and maybe like, and I'm going to take this, use this nugget of experimentation, and maybe I will implement it into like something that more people will like. But like, so that you can go to those fringes. But this is like just, I think, the soft production, the beautiful and very melodic.
It's heckin' stinky though.
This is
heckin'. It's a contemporary jazz, because people think about the "Bottomy boy is at the Chattanooga choo choo," but this is contemporary. Like there's no swing. It's not swung. It's very straight. But I mean, I guess take a listen and see what people think.
Yeah.
Oh, this is the segment we call One Last Listen.
Yeah.
Except
what?
we're not going to today because we didn't bring it from Australia.
Yeah,
but that's okay.
I'm sorry.
It's a part of the show. It's the number one part of the show that gets the most copyright strikes.
Yeah, 100%.
Oh wow.
Because when we play,
Yeah,
it's like we play like a show.
Something needs to.
It's only ever happened once, but it was annoying.
It was super annoying. It was for a band that I liked a lot.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's give it one last listen. we've kind of messed up the order. We haven't really talked at all about the history of the band. So let's
See, because I just get stuck right into the music. I look at it face value.
This is all
it's
face
good.
value. This is a great Phil Collins album.
I'd rather have a good flowing conversation than a good flowing podcast. Because when people don't care about the structure, if the conversation's good.
No.
So, anyways, I will say a little bit about the trio the little bit that I have. The trio consists of Shai Maestro on piano.
Such a good name.
Guiliana.
Maestro. Mr. Maestro on the keys.
Yeah, Mark Guiliana on drums, and Avishai Cohen, the Israeli jazz bassist, singer, and composer.
Not the trumpeter.
Not the trumpeter. Though he does also play piano, and that's
Mm-hmm.
you can hear that because of how great these piano compositions are.
Wow.
It's the album itself is from 2008.
Yep.
Yes.
So bro would have been like what? He was born like 38 at the time.
Yeah.
I believe the pianist
I
was
got
only
21.
21.
I got 7 years. The piano player is 21. I got 7 years to get as good as Avishai Cohen.
And you can't get as good, like, it's like he's on this plane of just, I don't know.
Yeah, looking at it, he's quite a celebrated and prolific artist, Avishai Cohen. Very, very.
Yeah, he's played with or for a lot of people. If you look at his discography,
Yeah. Yep.
The album itself is 9 original compositions and 1 traditional Israeli song, which I believe is La Boim Velo Balayla.
Yes.
That is the traditional song, and the rest are new compositions.
Well, Puncha Puncha is also a traditional song, but I'm not sure from who is it traditional to. I couldn't find any information on it. So,
Really?
Yeah.
And 2 of them were written by Mr. Maestro. And I think 11 Wives is one of them. Which is
so they were either written by Avishai Cohen or as a trio.
Yeah, it's the other part of the trio. Yeah.
And this is like, it's a really cool album.
Yeah.
So now that we're here, got a little settled. Let's talk about the first one. Seattle.
So yeah.
Cucamonga, Seattle. Seattle.
Driven by Krusty the Clown today. Seattle starts off with this like beautiful, gentle build, and then each instrument joins in with this gentle build on the piano. It's beautiful. I liked it.
Yeah, it settles you in.
Yeah. It sounds like a warm winter day or warm,
Well,
you're getting warm on a winter day.
It
I
is
don't
so
know.
straight ahead, like beautiful, and I don't want to say in a predictable manner, but like, within the rules. And then around the 30-second mark, he starts playing stuff that you're like, I'm just gonna play like this little crunchy one just outside of the key, and then you're like, oh, and it gives this kind of cool tension, with these chromatic moments, and it adds like a really cool kind of dynamism to
the bass part really plays nicely in complement of the piano, which I thought was kind of nice.
Well, I can never pick where the harmony's going because
Mm-hmm.
it's not like a lot of pop music where you can just feel it's the same 4-chord cyclic thing. You don't know where it's gonna turn.
Yeah, he does that a lot. There's a track later where it's just like it feels like an endless progression. We'll talk about that. There's variations in G minor where you're just like the song just keeps moving forward.
Yeah.
And these drums, he's barely touching them.
Oh yeah.
He's just touching them. Like the hi-hat check of closing it is the same volume as the entire kit because that's where it's at. He's just, you can see them play live. His sticks are literally half an inch. That's it. You don't use your wrists. You just squeeze like this.
Oh,
That's
interesting.
how he's doing it.
It's such a there's so much texture to the drumming on this album.
Yes.
And the woodiness of a double bass. I don't think people appreciate how hard a double is to play. There's no frets. You have to know where the note is. Everyone at jazz school who picked up the double in first year was told, get on a fret, please. Like, put some frets in until you can actually play in key. Because, if you're, a millimeter off, it sounds wrong. And so he's grabbing these insane notes perfectly. Just dunk, 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 dunk,
It's
dunk,
years
dunk.
of practice right there.
He's just talking. He's not even thinking. He's just doing it,
This song ends really nically too.
I
So
love how it builds up to this like do 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 do.
Yeah.
And then they're like,
that's a bit I'm up to.
and then they're all just like, we keep going. You're like, okay.
yeah,
But to rip the time out like that is so fun to do because then everyone kind of in the audience loses their place for a minute. It's like feeling 0G on a bit. And everyone just goes like, and
Yeah.
everyone knows where it is. And
it's a feeling of weightlessness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a good start. It's a good introduction to the album because you sort of get an impression of what you might get from the rest of it.
Yeah, the first 2 songs on this album kind of cover the sides of the spectrum that this is going to cover.
Second one's my
yeah.
favorite.
Smooth, and then the second one,
Chutzpan.
Let's get into it then.
Fun.
is just gets right off with the crazy crazy multimeter.
Yeah.
melodies.
Tinkling those ivories. To be clear to the people at home, I don't have a degree in music like Wade, and I didn't take a jazz class. Like
I studied drums, man, so I'm halfway. So.
he knows how to play the sticks. But I can tell you what I like about music, and I think the tone on the bass on this one sounds immaculate. It sounds great.
Yeah.
But I do like how the bass and the piano are constantly leaping around. That's fun.
It's got with odd time music. It has what we call a clave, which is a da 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 da. But this part here, like the do 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 do.
Yeah.
That's the piano, the bass on the piano, and
Yeah,
together.
he's doing it together. Yeah, it's complementary.
There's
It's
a
cool.
lot of unison playing between them, and it's interesting.
Which is a lot of trust in a double that you're playing the right note against the piano. Because if it's slightly out, it sounds the worst.
It sounds whack. Yeah.
It's what I don't know how to count this song. I listen to like a lot of prog.
I
and,
try
like,
not to anymore because I used to just do a Gordon Ramsay with every meal put in front of me. He just pulls it apart. Now I'm just trying to just enjoy it without counting everything out. It's like, because I don't know, I'm up to that point now. Like, I don't need to have to pull everything to pieces.
I like enjoy the puzzle of trying to figure out how to count something.
It's one of the struggles with the podcast is being able to enjoy music while you're also studying it. We talk about that fairly often, but like some of the songs that we listen to would be enjoyable if you had them on in the background. But if you listen to them as part of studying it for making notes or like making critiquing the album,
Also,
it becomes less enjoyable.
Listening straight through to an album can like more easily expose the weaker points because you go like, it can feel like you're like this idea has been wrote. Like you've done this idea on this album
Yes.
too many times.
Yeah, we've encountered that, or like where like the back half of an album is obviously filler,
Yeah.
which is unfortunate. Or like, but you wouldn't have noticed that if you only listened to the one side or the songs that you enjoyed on it. But because you have to listen to it all the way through, you're just like, oh, they just tried that again because they thought they had it on the one track, but it didn't hit on that one, and it really doesn't hit on this one.
Nickelback, as like their hits, they're good.
Oh yeah.
But a whole album, don't make me do it.
It would be
Don't make me do it.
exhausting. Yeah.
But you notice there's a lot of rim clicks on the drums.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, he's using every
loud-
part of the drum.
How loud do they pop out? That's how quiet he's playing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, because normally if you're playing full blown rock beats, outside, if you hit the rim, it sounds like silence. In this, it goes click because he's nothing. And every time he actually pops the tom really hard, that's dynamics, quiet and loud.
I think he's playing like a 5-piece kit. That's it.
Oh, I think it's a 3-piece. Quite often he would just have floor tom, snare, and kick, and then like 2 rides in his hats. But he's got a high tom.
What's a 5-piece? I thought 5-piece
that'd be
included the
4.
cymbals.
Oh no! You only took like a 4-piece would be 2 toms, kick, and
Yeah, I was
snare.
gonna say he has a tom, he has a snare, maybe a ride, and maybe a hi-hat.
The live version of this is just a floor tom,
He gets-
3-piece.
He gets so much mileage out of this kit. There's so much texture and sound. It sounds, and then you see like freaking like Mike Portnoy and Neil Peart that takes like 3 roadies to like set up their 100,000 piece kit, and like this guy is just like getting all of the same sound out of it.
It's the beauty of playing quietly is that, I mean, this is why I love acoustic drums versus electric ones, because how you hit it brings out different sounds. Like if you want fat, you hit it in the middle. If you want ring, you hit towards the edge. Then there's rim shots where you hit the hoop and the head at the same time. That creates ring and a snap. Every single drum can do that. You can push into it with your stick and hit it, so it goes dunk, 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 dunk. It's endless. He's using every bit of this. I mean, they're using really normal instruments. Stuff you can just pick up from any music store. You can just go and they'll sound like this. They don't need 3,000 toms and a special syncing electronic rig. This is really straight ahead stuff. And then, I don't know. It's like going to a regular supermarket and making gourmet stuff out of the cheap food section. Not to discount the amazing instruments they're using.
Of course, or in their own talent, of course. Yeah.
And that double bass probably costs a good 10 grand.
It's crazy, eh?
You know?
But the song,
the slapping on the double bass.
he does a little solo at the end, which is dope.
The solo's crazy.
Yeah.
Like to do any solos over that ostinato of the boom. It's, and if you watch them do this live, Chutzpan, it's on YouTube. They're barely like, they just glance at each other with a smile like, Oh yeah, another round.
Oh, I like what
let's
you
go
I
again,
like
let's
what
go
you
again.
did there, dude. Yeah.
Yeah, and like they'd smile at each other because it's a conversation where they do something and they'd respond to it and like, good one. They're that comfortable with this stuff. They're not flicking. They're not even looking at sheet music. They're just playing this. They just do it.
They practice it and they know what it sounds like and they know where they want to go with it.
It's internalized. It's theirs. They know it.
Yeah,
Man, and the rim shots.
I know
Like,
it's
so cool.
yeah,
It's so good.
and they pop out. It's just like a boom.
You could like spend hours like dissecting this one track. Like there's so like every single instrument has so much going on.
And again, they're very straight ahead instruments. It's a 4-piece kit, and it's a double bass and a piano, and that's it.
Yeah, this is great, and this is totally my alley because I've always been a huge fan of like progressive rock. I love a lot of jazz fusion.
Yeah.
I love also like obviously I love like Jacko like so much.
Yep.
Like of this is like right up my alley of the kind of music and jazz that I like. I'm like, yeah.
Modern, heckin' modern.
The next track is pretty good too. I liked it. It's a traditional Israeli track. Or like song. I'm not familiar with it.
No, me neither.
But it's got some good stuff going on. But it's a little bit more melancholy. I don't know how to describe it. Staid than the previous one. They kind of do that with like every track on the album. There's like a one that's kind of like has energy, and then the next one maybe has a little less, or maybe a lot more. Or
It's like a waltz as well.
yeah,
It's like it's not in a crazy old time, but like every tune on this album, the harmony is so dense. Like there's so many chords. Most modern music has 3 or 4 chords. This has 3 or 4 chords in the first 3 or 4 bars. Like,
and it just sounds so rich because of the way the piano and the bass are playing together. It just sounds so full. I don't know how to describe it properly, but
and brushes on the drums.
he's barely playing the drums. Oh, he's like barely playing the drums. It's very light, and it really complements the music, I think.
But yeah, brushes is a whole. You have to practice them. Like if you don't use brushes, you don't inherently learn how to do them by playing the drums, because it's swiping and playing over itself. You don't hit. You flick, and you don't lift your brushes off. You go
Kind of brush them. Yeah, you literally brush them across the instrument, right?
yeah, and it's you have to practice it. It's if you only play sticks, you can't play brushes. People think you just do the same technique.
How did brushes start? I feel like
Yeah, that's a good question, Wade. You probably know.
Well, it was from what I understand, it was that it was so drummers could practice quietly. But then, because like they are quiet, but then drums used to have leather heads, like made out of actual animal skin, like, cow, calf hide. And the texture of the skin with the brushes creates that sound. And so modern plastic heads, the clear ones, they make no noise at all. You just, if you rubbed a brush on your TV, it make no noise. There's no texture.
Mm-hmm.
That's why modern drum heads, the white ones, that's a coating that makes the swishing.
Right,
So
because
without that-
it has like a little bit of texture to it, right?
Yeah, it's kind of rough, but a lot of drummers have to take the roughness off. They'll hit it with sandpaper first because brand new drum heads are too loud when you first get on them. But you can still get leather heads if you like tuning your drums every 2.5 minutes. That's what they do.
Oh, because they constantly get looser.
Heat up and they cool down. They heat up, they cool down. I had kangaroo heads for a while.
what?
Yeah, kangaroo hide heads. When they sounded good, they sounded astounding. But yeah, Remo drum heads, they're called Weather Kings because plastic doesn't care. You can leave them in a hot car, freezing cold. They tend to stay pretty all the same.
It's okay to leave your drums in a hot car.
Don't do that, but I did.
Okay. It's my favorite Beatles song.
Oh,
It's okay to leave your dog in a hot car.
Someone made AI make a new Beatles song.
No, that was an AI.
That wasn't AI? Is it really?
That's some dude who just made a really good Beatles impression.
I thought that was AI.
No, dude, it's not like I glued my balls to my butthole again. It is-
or rubbing and tugging these nips. That's my favorite. I sing that all the time. I'm upset that there's some AI song, but those were
I hate it, but sometimes it lets you make really funny. But I more so even what really gets my motor running is when like somebody puts in an insane amount of work and craft into making something funny. That's magnificent. That's like why. Do you know Neil Cicierega? He made like this album called. He made like a series of albums called Mouth Sounds, Mouth Silence, Mouth Moods. The first one is like it's an album of mashups. What like half of the songs are remixes of All Star, and it is one of the funniest like experiences of all time, and it's like so well made. It's so and it's like so much effort and skill and time went into it. Like it's just I so appreciate when somebody puts the mix of craft and humor, because it's like it's easy to put a lot of effort into something and then be like take it seriously, but to put in a ton of effort and be like, yeah, it's fucking stupid, and no one's gonna appreciate it and think about all the effort I put into it because they're gonna be like, that's dumb.
That's Tim and Eric to a T.
For
Yeah.
sure.
How dare they put
Absolutely.
that much effort into it?
Yeah. But they're really good at it. And they're just like these guys are like really, really good at what they're doing. It's like, and like how you described it, they're like doing it effortlessly because they've been doing it for a billion years. Maybe not Maestro because he's only 21 in this time.
That's like the piano really takes the lead in this, like because it's the melody, like for all this stuff, and to know that that's a 21-year-old dude, you know,
It's funny. It's wild thinking about it too.
It's the melody, and it's so often the rhythm too. Like it's.
I imagine
jazz pianists have to be good at every part of it.
there's no metronomes here.
No.
They are intrinsically
Yeah.
intertwined, and the fact that how perfectly in time they are together, nothing is telling that, you know, so many albums are clawed to a tick, doo, 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 tick, doo, doo. They're in the room playing,
Yeah.
and they've just captured it. Just like a System of a Down's Toxicity, I believe, was just
Oh, yeah,
all in the
yeah.
room together.
There's a lot of rushing on that album,
Yeah. Or
but it's good. It like
Better than
adds to it.
dragging. If that's the music thing, is if you're gonna push, as we call it, or you got to drag, always push. Music that speeds up a little bit is just gaining a bit of energy. But if you go the other way, it feels like a huge freight train just coming to a stop. It
Yeah.
just slowly grinds to a halt, and it's just misery.
Another album we can talk about now that Bell isn't on the podcast because Bell has a beef with them is Hotel California, which is also the whole album is recorded live, like they're all in the same room together, and you can tell, I think, but it's just interesting listening like to like a group like the Eagles or. Well, this feels weird comparing them together, but or the Avishai Cohen Trio, where like being in the same room probably added a lot of value to the way it was recorded.
Well, I did a lot of recording, and you know, it's like when The Hobbit was being made. You see, like, you know, Gandalf in a room, green screen all on his own, and he just gets frustrated because he's talking to nobody. He's talking to tennis balls on sticks.
Yeah.
And the whole thing's broke. He's just like, oh, I can't do this. You know, it can feel like that because you've just got this click, you've got a reference in your monitor, and then you're like, when it comes to music like this, you're not feeding off of other people's energy. Like,
That's right. Yeah.
because the drums are literally responding to what the pianist is doing. Because every take they did, the solo's different. Because it's how you felt on the day, like what you wanted to do. It's
Or
not
in
like
the moment, yeah.
Hotel California, where that guitar solo is. It's like to the notes. Everyone wants to hear it as is. That's not how this works. If you catch them live, the solo's different every time. It's the harmony that's the appeal and what they do on the day. And I guess that's kind of the magic of jazz albums. The solos that get transcribed
It's
and
a lot of
remembered for
feeling.
history.
Yeah.
It was just on the day. That's not to say that great jazz musicians didn't pre-compose their solos and do it. Miles Davis did plenty, where he sat down and worked it out and then performed it. I'm not going to discount that at all. You still have to come up with it. But, you know, a lot of the magic is it's different every time.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a difference. Like a lot of like when people think of like guitar solos in Western rock music, it's more in line with like the realm of classical music, right? Like you'll have a piano solo or a violin solo in a classical piece that is written out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's about the texture that your style of playing adds to it.
Well, actually, it's more like the composer and you appeasing the composer. It's like the composer wants it. And that's what the director at the front of an orchestra is doing. And they're going like, you know, more, give me more. And like, you do what you're told. I used to be in a ska band. Ska's not dead. It's just sleeping for a long time. And it was me, jazz trained. The guitarist was jazz trained. And all the horn section were classical. And I remember on a gig, we naively just said, oh, can you just take a solo in this? And I'm like, I don't have the sheet music. Well, no, just make something up. They were like, make something up?
You can't do
Make
that.
something up? They
There
looked,
are rules.
they just looked in like this. We don't do that. Like you got to, but we can't read for junk. Like we're just clowns who make it up on the spot. We're both in envy of each other. They're like, you can just make it up. And we're like, you can read music. But not just read it, but literally to the dynamic marker, right to the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like and also like your timing has to be so precise that you have to be able to match time with 60 other people.
Yeah.
Like you have to be locked in.
You have to interpret the data and then perform it exactly.
I saw this video. I think it was an Adam Neely thing where there was a study that was done where they realized that depending on how your education background, it depends on actually when you perceive a beat.
Oh.
It's like if you are a classical musician, you actually perceive a little bit behind the beat or ahead, either ahead or behind the beat, because your beat is also informed by following somebody and following sheet music. Whereas like if you're a jazz musician, you're actually like more likely, you actually would be proactive on the beat because you're kind of driving the next idea. It's like milliseconds.
I
It's
can
like
counter that with when I used to do big band drumming, which is hard work because I swear nearly all horn players kind of drag a little bit because there's actually a delay from the blow to the noise. It's got to go through this stinking tube before it blows out. And the thing as a big band drummer is you have to be pushing all the time or it will grind to a halt. If you let the horn players dominate the feel, it'll just keep pulling back. That's just my personal experience. And I'm not ratting out any. It's just like you blow into a tube, there's a millisecond time before it comes out the other end. This Bluetooth delay almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too. That's like, have you ever, like when you were playing Guitar Hero or whatever, and then you'd go to somebody else's house and play Guitar Hero there, and you're like, why do I suck at this now? Because they have their level of delay 20 milliseconds off of yours, but like they didn't really notice that they had to 20 like
no, because they learned how to play with it.
Because either one of you or like neither of you are like actually have it perfectly synced because like you're not robots.
Yeah.
So like you're 20 plus milliseconds off the beat, and they're 20 milliseconds below the beat, and now it's 40 milliseconds off, and you're missing notes and stuff.
I could never vibe with those games because I guess they're not made for hardcore musos. They're meant for anybody to jump in. And, I love the games. It was awesome to see people. I had students who got into it because of that game.
That was me.
They got that hook. But it was always annoying when someone would be like, you're a professional, you should play. And they watch me suck.
It's so funny.
Because there's delay. The controller's a toy. Like, it's not perfectly synced.
And, like, you have to learn how to read it. Like I can read a note highway better than I can read music.
Of course,
easier for me to read a note highway.
It's one
because the note highway is predictable.
Yeah,
like because you like eventually you could get it so that you remember like muscle memory. But I guess once you learned how to once you learn But I found it was a lot easier to learn how to play Guitar Hero because there's a reward at the end. The reward at the end of learning how to play music is that you just know how to play music.
Also, like, learning how to play music is so much harder.
Yeah.
Real guitar,
it's a language.
So difficult.
You're literally learning a language. That's what music is. Right. So I don't know any other languages other than English, and it's Aussie English, which means it's bad English. But the other language I learned was music, and that's it.
Yeah. All right. Let's get back on track.
Pins and Kinsen.
Pins and Kinsen is the 4th track on this 11-track album. I like it. It's got a little bass intro. For a lot of these songs, the answer is I liked it.
But how outside does that
Is
sound?
he playing with a bow at the very start?
Yeah.
That's it. Because there's not a lot of bowed playing on this album.
This sounds like an odd time tune, by the way, but it's not.
Oh.
This is in 4/4. Wait for the drums to come in, and you go, ah. But this is a clever song where they're trying to blur the lines of where the beat is. Can you feel where
it's like Meshuggah.
Can you feel where beat 1 is?
Yes, it's just like thank you. When they're
It's
joining
after that piano.
Yeah, see, they blur that line of, do you have beat 1 or do you? Or is it here? But when the drums come in, it makes sense.
Yes. And when the drums come in, it's fun.
Yeah, so this is actually a rock beat. This is like a funky rock beat, but it's played really quiet.
Okay.
It's really cool. It's really, really cool.
And that delay on the piano, he's slightly behind the beat, but his supportive chords are on the beat. You know what I mean? Like he's playing in time and out of time together.
Yeah, I'm picking that up. Okay, cool.
That blows my head. To make the supportive chords perfectly in time, and he's slightly delaying the top notes. I can't do that. Dang, 21-year-olds.
Yeah, it's truly, it's so off kilter, but it's like just predictable enough that you're not like,
It's not
it doesn't
off-putting.
sound like nothing.
Yeah.
But the whole band is so grounded that you can delay the top notes because everyone else is so in it. It gives that license.
And the drummer is keeping it all together in a nice way. I really like the way the drum sound on this one.
The complicated
Yeah.
bass.
Yeah.
And also the way that like they kind of, you have this tension for the whole song, but then like at like the 2-ish minute mark, they like settle into the groove for like 7 seconds.
Yep.
And you're like, do,
And then it goes back.
do, 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 and you're like, whoa, whoa,
Yeah.
and they're like, fuck you.
It's the backbeat. The backbeat just
Yeah.
gives it a rock for it all to lean onto.
That's so great when they just sink into that. You're like,
Oh, and then about 2 minutes and 30 seconds, it just goes back to
They're
the way
like,
it's like, psych, we got you on that one, didn't we? But this is a long song. This is one of the longest songs on the album, man. Almost, well, it's 6.5 minutes long, but it doesn't feel that way because it changes up enough.
There's no, I mean, so much pop music is like, here's the verse, here's your chorus, bridge, chorus. There's
Yeah.
these chunky sections. Well, this is like a book. It's just going up and down.
Yeah,
and
it's like
turning
the
a
hero's
corner.
journey. Yeah.
dude, how is he playing that? Those have got to be big leaps.
You watch him do it live, and he's smiling. He's going. He's just
He knows he's done something good.
seriously. People
Yeah.
watch these guys play live, and they are so comfortable in their skin doing this stuff.
Yeah, people who have mastered their craft are very fascinating to watch.
And that ride cymbal, that's a flat ride. I know that's a flat ride. That's the sound they make. It's a cymbal with no bell, flat disc. I love flat rides.
We're a podcast with no bell.
So true.
So
So true.
Take that bell. But no, it's a good song. I like it.
Oh, and then when he hits the toms real big there, you're like,
Dum, 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 dum. But because he doesn't do it all the time, so it's this
It
dynamic
yeah,
feature.
it becomes unique, yeah, or notable.
And then to solo over this thing.
well, and holding it down with the left hand, like that's insane. Like he's holding the first part of his solo, he's holding the rhythm down.
Yet, like, he's soloing with his right hand and laying out the supportive chords with his left, and he's I don't know.
It's got octopus brain. Like
It's a pianist thing.
truly, I feel like they always get like jazz pianists get like so much attention for being jazz pianists,
Mm-hmm.
but they're truly doing every part of the job.
They can,
Like,
yes.
all the time.
All the time.
And
yeah.
Avishai on the bass is intentionally he's intently listening. So you hear those really outside chords that he's doing. Avishai will respond. He will hear what he's doing, go, oh, and add those root notes, and then the drum fills to add to the energy of the solo. Everyone's just joined together and listening.
Yeah, it's God. Listening to it as a complete track is fascinating because the way they play off of each other.
That's jazz.
Yeah,
And it swells.
yeah,
It is this ebb and flow.
yeah. And then around for like 5 minutes, it gets quiet again.
And now it's whisper.
Yeah,
It's whisper quiet. But-
and then kind of money.
The drum tuning is peak, like, because there's no correct way to tune drums. That's what I used to tune drums for other people. I get paid to tune them for them. Because if your drums sound bad, that means you sound bad. Because you tune them. Like, you can't put a guitar tuner to it. It's a vibe.
Yeah, you're tuning it by what your ear feels like. Yeah.
Yeah, and so these drums, he's tuned that snare drum perfectly. It's snappy. There's no ring. It's just tap, which means you could play faster passages on it and it doesn't blur up the everything. But if it was Red Hot Chili Peppers, you want that ring. You want that
Yeah.
boom, boom, ka,
Yeah.
boom, boom, ka. So he's catered that drum kit perfectly for this.
It's crazy. It sounds like a different snare than I've heard on the album so far.
But that's how many angles you can get
Yeah.
on it. If you want it to ring, you can make a dead snare
It's playing
ring.
it so dry.
That's it, dry.
Yeah.
Ringo Starr, a lot of his tunes, he'd have his wallet on the snare drum. or a
classic,
cloth over it. Yeah, so just to kill it.
Oh, just to deaden the sound. Okay, interesting.
Or the amazing Quebec brothers. That thing's draped in cloth.
Oh yeah, he's just got like a. cloth
Still
over it.
obsessed with that, by the way.
Yeah.
Doing a
yeah.
float plane extra on that, by the way.
Oh hell yeah. The angine, I can't remember.
It's
Basically, their name is basically the French word for like angina.
no, I thought it was chest pain.
Yeah.
It's French for chest pain.
Yeah.
But I love how every tune doesn't end with a.
That's the best part of jazz, though.
It just.
Shaving a haircut, 2 bits. It's always so funny listening to like the old like classic jazz records that they play some really cool, crazy stuff, and then they end bam, 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 na, na,
Wow.
and you're
Or
like,
the bassy dum da da dum. Bassy always ended with that. That was his signature. It's called a bassy ending. So or a cha 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 ending. Dun dun dun.
Or it ends with a fade out, which is
Those sucked because playing professionally, we had to write an ending for Thriller. We have to write an ending for huge 80s hits that they didn't bother doing. They just dragged the faders out and let it go.
It just fades out, baby.
We have to stop. We have to end it.
Now write it ending. Then we get into puncha.
puncha,
Yeah.
puncha.
Puncha.
Pinsin, puncha.
Mushroom.
It's a snake.
I thought this one was fun, but I thought it was also kind of unremarkable. It's also fairly short for this album, but not as short as Seattle, I guess. But I didn't really have a lot to say
the
about it.
soft ballad one.
It's a bass feature too.
Yeah,
Like
I thought it was good. I didn't think it stood out to me in any particular way.
My obsession with like having heaps of music degrees is almost a curse.
Yeah,
I'll sit in the car in silence more than anything. I'll listen to nothing, just because I can't listen to the radio anymore. It's like, imagine being shown how a cool magic trick's done.
Mm-hmm.
You can't look at that trick anymore. And it's like seeing the cups and bowls again for the 12th time. It's like, I know, it's just being slipped out. It's like, then this song here gets to me because the harmony is just so interesting. It's so off the track. But I can see how it can just be like a...
Yeah. I don't know.
It's very soft spoken. I mean, we're pretty spoiled after like that cool backbeat, pseudo odd time, but not odd time.
I think it's his placement on the album that made me think it was unremarkable.
it's got 4 bangers right before it.
Yeah,
And it's got a banger right after it.
yeah. It just kind of it's in between 2 really really good songs, and there's just nothing interesting.
This is for Avishai to
It's his
thump
bass
over.
solo.
Yeah,
There's a meme in jazz, which is that during the bass solo, that's when you can talk. That's when people would chat and go, man, how good is that guy? Because when the bassist is soloing, the bass is so much of it. It's the only instrument that outlines harmony and tempo and rhythm.
yeah.
That's why we're obsessed with it in music. It's the only one with singular notes. You can figure out the harmony, the tempo, the everything.
Yeah, it's
And
interesting.
so if the bassist is taking their time to solo, it just pulls all that away. And so you have these big shoes to fill as a bass solo, because all of a sudden it's like you're at a restaurant and now the chef's going to sing karaoke. There's no food for 5 minutes. Boo! Boo! We want food! Arguably one of the most important parts of the band wants to express themselves, but now everyone kind of has to stop because dynamically bass is really subtle, even though it's dominating.
Yeah.
There is no big,
It doesn't cut through anything, right? It fills in space. It
Yeah,
doesn't cut through like a higher melodies. It's
and
just the
if
nature of-
anyone else is playing with him, it would drown him out.
Well, yeah, to support a bassist, one of the things all my bassist friends would be like, they thank me for not just going to the hi-hats and just tapping time, because that's what everyone does. Oh, get out the way. The bassist wants to play. It's like, but where's my support? But, these guys are legendary. You can hear the pianos underneath. Like,
Just barely.
It's
Yeah.
hard to support a bassist because they're the most important, arguably, to me. If you play bass, you rule the song. I used to test on my music students, and I'd pinpoint like what instruments can you hear, and most of them wouldn't pick bass. I hear guitar, I hear the piano, I hear the vocals, I hear a keyboard, I hear the drums. I'm like, what else? What else? We listen to like Thriller, and I'm like, what's the most important thing that we're hearing? Guitar? What kind of guitar? I'm like, bass guitar, and they'll go, oh. drummer.
Mm,
They have no idea the thing they're loving is an instrument they're not even picking. Like, bass can be really thankless in a strange way. There are a lot of Ultimate Guitar Forum posts of people like, can we just have 2 lead guitars? Do we need bass? That's a common request. Do you need bass? It's like, do you want your music to sound good? Then you need bass.
No, let's just get a extended range of guitars and down tune. Let's get 8-string guitar that goes down to a low A.
wow. Oh, you discovered new metal.
Honestly, because bass is king. One note at a time, you just outline everything. So, I mean, and because I've got it up on YouTube here, and you can see, unfortunately, yeah, it's one of the least listened to ones.
It's the least listened to song. Actually, that's not actually true. It is one of the least listened to ones on Spotify.
Yeah.
The 5 songs, like, well, sorry, this is the 5th song, but the 4 songs that precede it and the 1 song after it have collectively almost 10 million listens together.
Yeah.
And this one has 600,000 listens.
Well, the next one's 11 Wives, which was the tune that was introduced to me. This is the song that got me into the album, because we were, as jazz musicians studying this kind of stuff. I mean, this is the one with the big drum solo in it, and to outline this 11, playing in 11. If for people, it's like, a lot of music's 4/4. 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. This is 11. 11 is an odd number.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't stack on top of each other in a really logical way. If you don't feel the clave, if you don't feel the underlying pulse, you get lost within 2 bars. And if you get lost in this, it is obvious. You can't hide. I've hidden all the time in 4/4 music where I lose my place. I'm just going to tap the ride cymbal. Okay, there we are, and we're back. You get lost in this, you just stop and say, sorry, that's my bad. Unless you're live, then you're screwed. And you just get daggers from the band. Just like,
ooh.
And usually, and then the bassist will be outlining one like, 1. And they'll point the neck of the bass at you like, 1. And then the worse you're doing, the more vicious the points will start getting. And then if the pianist turns around, start pointing at 1, you're in huge trouble. If everyone's trying to help you, oh man. But for me, this was one that I loved getting lost in.
Sure.
Like, don't bother counting it. Just feel it and just go along with it.
Yeah.
It's
easier to, it's honestly not, when I was trying to count, I was like, it's harder to count than it is to feel. It's not that far off.
Are you already listening to it?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, but you can feel the clave.
The intro piano section, amazing. People on the internet thought that Hans Zimmer stole part of the cornfield chase song from Interstellar from this song. And I kind of hear it, but I also kind of...
There's only 12 notes in music, man.
Yeah.
In modern music, I know there's quarter tone and microtone instruments, but like a lot of music's 12 notes.
Yeah.
And you're allowed to use 8, and you may use 6.
What if I want 7?
Well, then you're pushing it, mate. And you're
I'm getting kicked out of the band.
Straight to jail.
1
day blinding, Stu.
But this is where the melody stays in the same spot, but the harmony underneath is moving. So that note's value within the chord is shifting.
This might be the most lively song on the album so far. Like, when I say lively, I mean like there's all kinds of stuff going on.
Oh yeah, and it's fun. So I looked at the official sheet music for this. It's an 11/4. The tempo's 230.
Oh, okay, sure. All right, sure. That's beyond EDM.
But it's
I mean, you could say it's an 11/8 and have it, but I guess the feel that they consider the feel of the song to be an 11/4. Yeah. But
see the rim clicks, like to do that. It's what part are you up to?
I've been jumping around again. There's this beautiful
I'm at a minute 50
melody that comes in around like the 2:43 minute mark, where the piano and the bass go into unison.
It's good.
Like, what a beautiful lick! It's so gorgeous. Yeah, this song's insane.
Yeah, it's
And
very.
it goes to this that lush, super full piano chord.
Yeah.
The wash. They get so much like beauty out of just these these 3 instruments.
It's that flat ride, because flat rides don't have a lot of volume. You can wail on them, and they go, and they die immediately.
And then they die. Yeah.
Just goes. But like, yeah, those lush moments. But you're also a little bit lost. Like you're lost in a forest almost. Like you don't know where beat 1 is, but you don't mind. It's fine.
It's like one thing I always love, and I've always commended, is when a band can make a song that is in a complex time signature not sound complex. And this, they do both. They start you on the clave with the piano, where you're like, what the hell is happening? But then they get into the middle section, and you're like, oh, I've just kind of found the groove. And same thing, like one of my favorite examples is Money by Pink Floyd. Like no one realize, like the average population doesn't realize it's in a weird time signature. I mean, half the song is in 4/4, sure. But like the verse, it's such a good riff. They don't notice it. Rush has a lot of riffs like that where you're like,
the drum solo bit. Sorry.
Oh my god.
Like to just pound over this, and those really, it's like they're cymbal stacks. I think cymbals smash on top of them, and they just go cha. These hard accents. But dude's got chops. He's playing, and also to do chops like that at these volumes.
Also, I think it's so cool how the solo carries through the A and B section.
Yes,
right?
they're still sticking to the form.
It's so cool that they're like, we're gonna go back to the B, and he's just like, I don't care. I will hold it down for you guys, but I'm also still doing crazy stuff.
They're my favorite drum solo. I don't like open drum solos. Because where's the rub? Like, because you want to hear the rhythms they're doing against the rhythm and form of the music, and he's changing what he's hitting in relation to where the song is at. You know, so the bigger parts, he's on the cymbals more, but just I don't know.
Oh my god, he has a super quick run at the ending where you're like, oh, it's like crazy. It's so fast.
Chops. He's going boom right on the one, just pap. Now, and yet you watch them do this live. They are so comfortable. They can't wait to bust this out in front of you.
Yeah, this one's so good. This one like pushes all of my buttons in terms of like where it go. Like it's so up my alley for it tickles my prog brain, tickles my jazz brain, it tickles the melody. It's
acoustic prog.
Yeah,
acoustic prog.
Sure, I agree with that.
Gently Disturbed, the title track.
It feels urgent.
Yes. 11 Wives.
It's Gently Disturbed, the title track, is good. I like it. It is hard to describe. But it just has this urgency to it that I just really appreciate. Like it's like they're getting it out.
Also, one of the most traditional forms, this kind of descending octave, very very like this.
And then he's joined by his friend on the piano. Yeah.
Like this.
I love it against with like when the piano is doing it as well. You can hear the very slight intonations of an instrument without frets. He's hitting the notes, but if you're just the slightest wiggle off, it's not out of tune, but it creates these upper harmonics that kind of wobble a little bit.
Yeah.
It's like back at you.
Man, yeah. Adam, what do you think of this one?
It's in 6. It's just.
I think it's such a cool. It's a mood piece on an album that I think is like that's a bit of a departure from the rest of the album.
Well, after 11 Wives and that like pow, and it's
to simmer down and come with like this kind of like almost sneaky, mysterious like there's almost like a sinisterness to this. Like
it feels like the song you would hear in a spy movie or like a detective noir or something.
It's like the plotting. It's like how do we do this? And I think those are mallets on the drums. Yeah.
Sure.
Mallets.
And I think it perfect. The title of the song perfectly embodies its mood, where it's like it's a little disturbed,
but it's gentle,
very gentle.
I mean, like it almost sounds wonky is the wrong word, but it's like disjointed and just like unsettled.
It's like falling. It's like kind of slowly tumbling.
Yeah.
And then the drums are this like really just doing texture work, and it feels like I don't know if they moved the mics for this. Are you saying it's probably the mallets?
I can hear some mallets, but he's switching. Because
the way they've mixed it or either recorded it, the drums feel distant. They feel like they're further away to me.
Or he's just playing them quieter.
But mallets can have that effect because they cut so much.
They could be rods because you've got brushes, you've got rods, which is like looks like wooden dowel stuck together, and they they're in between sticks and brushes. We don't know how many he could have a stick in one hand and he's flicking to a mallet, because that's how quick you can flip them around,
Yeah, it's a cool little piece, and I think it's a nice little break. But also, it's 3 minutes and 48 seconds, but it flies by.
Yeah.
That's short for a jazz tune. Like, that's very tidy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's cool. And then we move to the ever
Evolving Etude. Yeah.
What is an etude?
Your mum.
Jesus.
Thank you.
I think it's a study. Is that what it means? Isn't etude
I believe it is.
to
It's
study?
French. It is French for study.
Yeah.
So when somebody's like talking about Mozart's etudes or whatever, it's like his studies. Like these are like.
I don't think it's polite to talk about Mozart's etudes.
Oh, I'm sorry, but we're gonna do it anyways because we're mean here on the podcast.
Mean
we
boys.
don't care. Yeah, that's right. I'll say it. I think Mozart's.
Actually, this one's one of my favorites because it's all coming back to me. Like
I'll
how
touch you
disjointed
like
the just the solo piano is.
The cadence is very weird.
Oh, it's all over the place.
Yeah.
But then when the drums come in, it
And
makes
then
sense.
And then about 1 minute and 10 seconds, it gets
Weirder.
it gets like normal, and then it goes back. That's clever.
almost
How do you
reminds me of
play
Latin
this?
music. It almost sounds Latin.
There's definitely some Latin rhythm there. It also reminds me of kind of some modular synth type music.
Sure.
It's like mechanical, like off kilter layering. I don't get how you play this as the piano player.
You just be a prodigy at the age of 21.
Yeah. The song is 6 minutes and 16 seconds long, so it's one of the longer ones on the album, but it doesn't feel that way because it's so wildly discordant sometimes.
Well, I mean, it has like a good 2 minutes lead up to
Mhm.
when the drums kick in, and it's actually got a bit of a backbeat to it, and you're not anticipating that,
Yeah, it sneaks up on you. I didn't hate this song. I don't know if I loved it, but I experienced it.
I endured it.
Yeah.
This one's actually one of my faves. It's
Interesting.
just the harmonies and just the ostinato, which is the repeating pattern, is just so odd.
Yeah, it's
And
strange.
the drums are countering it. Like it's yeah.
It feels-
Everyone's fighting each other, but they're joined
That's
together.
exactly what I was going to say. Yeah.
I feel like I don't think I could follow any individual part of this song, but all together it feels like cohesive.
It's
That's what, yeah, sure.
yeah.
Do, 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 do. You're like, what the?
But
Because the harmony's moving underneath those notes, and that note's value is changing in the chord.
I mean, if you really like musicians fighting each other or like playing against each other, the next track really does that.
Oh
Like-
yeah, variations of G minor.
Yeah, variations in G. Sorry, it just skips to the next song.
We've
But
moved on.
Jamie's plowing ahead.
I'm
You have more
sorry.
comments on
No,
evolving
no.
Etude?
I just got a thought in my brain, but and
8
then-
out of 10 would listen to again.
I really like how the bass and the piano are playing against each other on this one. It's
I
like
like how-
in opposition almost.
It feels like nothing. The nature of the rhythm of the piano and the chord changes, it just never settles.
Yeah,
It's always like plowing
The
ahead.
chords are moving chord, 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 chord,
Yeah.
chord, chord.
There's no
it's-
like ever. So you're just like kind of like, okay, I guess we're gonna keep walking forward.
yeah, it's always moving forward. It's always plotting towards something, but it never really gets there.
There's something called chord inversion. So
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the 4 notes, and an inversion is you take the bottom notes and you move it to the top. It's the same notes, but now it has a different bass note.
Oh,
And so there's different chords of different inversions happening. And it's all just like these different clumps of notes. Well, they all sound similar, but it's like,
yeah. Well, this one really does.
Just
It really
just
does that
heckin'
for-
music brain stuff, like
Yeah.
just genius stuff.
Yeah, it's. I liked it though.
And the lick at 150.
Yeah,
It's like, oh.
it's filthy.
Flat
Oh.
ride singing.
It's unfortunate because this half of the album, which this is the second half of the album, has the least amount of listens to it, but it has the most amount of trying or like what like trying stuff. You know what I mean? Like we're like different weird discordant sounds and like
I mean, that's
rhythms that
probably
are
why
all
it
over
has
the place.
Has less listens.
Well, yeah.
But also, like, you're just gonna see, as with we've mentioned before on the podcast, in general, every single album, no matter who it's from, outside if they don't have any, if they're not singles, the trend is for the back half to have less listens.
Yes.
Most people just get the hits and move on.
Yeah, I guess
Also, like I think of all the times that I start an album driving to work, and then I'm there a little early, and I just turn off the last song. I live about like 40 minutes away from work,
yeah.
so it's like just enough time to listen to like a lot of
Three-quarters
single
of an
LPs
album.
or 3/4 an album. So there's a lot of albums I'm like, I'm gonna just put on the whole album, and then I'm like, dang, gotta end the last song.
Yeah, I guess if you looked at how your listening tracked, you would be like, oh yeah, okay, I've got like 40 listens of the first track.
Yeah,
And
are
then
you
as
an
you get-
album listener?
I was up until just the way short form content and just top hits. But when I had CDs in the car, I'd loop them endlessly, and I'd listen to the album back to front.
What about today?
I honestly haven't listened to that much music last couple of years, to be
Yeah.
honest. Just because it was everything that I did. There was a time where I was just listening constant because I was gigging. I was learning new music all the time. That if I could have silence, I would take it. Because I'd get home, listen to music I had to study, get in the car, I'd play the other music I need to catch up on. I'm doing a wedding. It's 90 songs. There's 10 that I don't quite know. I listen to those. And so all my musician friends are the same. Quite often we just sit in silence because it's all we ever did, So I'm actually trying to take a tolerance break, as the kids would call it.
Absolutely.
To fall in love with it again, But it's really hard when you have a whole stack of music degrees and it's all you ever breathed since the age of 8, and it's mostly the same 12 notes. I mean, it's why the Quebec brothers lit me up. It's microtones on handmade instruments. I've never heard that. I'm obsessed. It's so hard to find new sounds. I've binged this album to death years ago. I'm trying not to hum along with every single bit,
because it's familiar, and it's like going back to listening to something that
I've known it for 13 years. That's how long I've known this album for. That's why I've got it on vinyl. I wanted a physical, not a digital copy, a physical, like, you could play it with a drawing pin if you didn't care about the record.
Yeah, I always love how when you put the needle down on a record and when the speaker and you don't have your speakers on.
You can hear it.
And you can
yeah.
just hear it.
You hear
Yeah,
this
you can hear it
whisper.
picking up on the
That's
like
always so fun.
the needle's picking
That
it up.
always
Yeah.
like I always want to like show people that because they're like, wow.
It's on there.
And it's just
like
unamplified.
Like, obviously, you understand that it has the music on it, and then it goes out the speaker. But like, there's something about it, like when you can hear it without the amplification, you can hear that, like, oh, there's just this tiny little bit of music here.
Have you ever used a gramophone?
Not
They're a trip because they're mechanical. There is no electricity. And that's what that big horn is for. That's the amp.
Yeah,
That
it's
horn is
amplifying.
the
Yeah.
amplifier.
The
and the
craziest
styluses are
ones,
needles.
the Edison wax, the wax
deep
tubes.
cut.
Yeah, those things are like how that works is insane to me.
Have you seen the meme of the guys like, okay, this is a rare one that's never been seen, but it's only. Oh, dang it! You've seen that one?
It was a dude on Antiques Roadshow, and Buddy's like showing it to him. He's like, "This is one that we've never shown the public. It's like the only known recording of it." And he like grasps it a little too hard, and it just like
powder.
Yeah.
His hands are shaking pretty bad. He's like, yeah. So it's like, oh
Oh God.
Oh, dang it.
That's heartbreaking.
That's what shellac does.
Yeah.
That's bug secretion for you. That's what
Is that what shellac is?
No, whoops, no. Yeah, I think shellac is bug secretion, and Bakelite was like an early plastic.
Mm-hmm.
Or I might have the two mixed up.
Well, while Adam looks that up.
Yeah, it's shellac is secreted by the female lac bug.
There you go.
Shellac.
Well,
That's crazy.
She bop, I bop, you bop,
Bug
shellac.
piss on my nails.
Bug piss on my nails.
But it's so brittle. Like, of course,
Yeah.
it's shattered, and also it's 100 years old. 100-year-old bug juice. Like, it's got no chance.
Like my record player will play 78 RPM records, but you need a special needle, otherwise it sounds like the records are constantly scratched. So you need a metal needle to play those ones in their original fidelity. If you use like the traditional diamond tip stylus, it sounds like the records have scratches on them.
It looks
That's
like a
why-
nail. Looks
Yeah.
like a nail. And it's like, this shouldn't work. And then you hear the audio quality and you go, it kind of doesn't.
And that's why those records wear out. So when you hear someone say the phrase a broken record, that's literally a shellac disc that's worn out.
That's kind of the sad thing about vinyl, is that every time you use it, you're wearing it out.
But not as bad as the shellac disc, where you could actually look at the wear as you're listening to it.
Jazz tangent. A lot of the really early stuff, we never know what it's meant to sound like.
Yes, because the recordings just are worn out.
No, early recording quality was so crap.
Oh, true enough.
A lot of the drums are on the cowbells and woodblocks a lot, because snare drums would blow it out. And there's one microphone for the entire band. They get the bassists right up on it. That's how they EQ'd it.
Yeah.
You'd stand closer or further away. And so they always told the drummer to shut up. The drummer had to play so quiet. But the real thing was a ruckus. It was a party, the biggest energy stuff. And for the most part, the first time I heard it, ultra modern recording of it, Cuphead.
Yeah.
Oh,
Cuphead.
yeah.
To actually hear that music played with the full volume, like it's a ruckus, but they had to tone it down for those early recordings, because otherwise it just peak out all the time.
I was gonna say, on the topic of really old recordings, the version of White Christmas that you hear now is a re-recording, because the original master was overused, because the song became so popular in the early half of the decade that they wore it out making new pressings, and they had to re-record it because the master wore out.
Wow.
So we don't actually know what the version of White Christmas.
There's nobody has the original.
Yeah,
Lost media.
Well,
really?
it's not technically lost. It's like if you listen to an original pressing of it,
but that's that's the quality at which you can find it is on those original pressings. You don't have master tape.
That's right.
Wow. I mean, well, that's one bit of magic about digital, is that
you can't wear it out.
You can preserve it for keeps.
Yeah, digital preservation is another topic.
Preservation in general is just a massive challenge.
But you can just drag it to a hard drive. You can, like you can always.
Yeah, it's a lot. You can't copy the record very easily. You can copy if you go like, oh, this drive is dying, you can be like, I'm going to copy all the data off of it.
Yep.
To make sure that this thing remains, but it becomes a very expensive process. Like think about the reboot, that like reboot project. Where trying to restore
guys,
I saw them yesterday.
Right?
I got to see the tape. I held the tape and watched it on that maniacal tape machine.
Those giant Betamax
so like that
machines.
Whole thing was like, those were preserved media except for the part where you couldn't play it, and that's like the big issue of digital preservation, is that like the price and complexity of playing media. Feasibly, it would be easier for a person to make something that could read a record in the future.
Yes.
Than it would be to make something that could read an SSD
or read a CD.
Drive. Yeah, any sort of digital medium. That's why, like with the Voyager ship, they had, when we sent Voyager out, we were like, we have digital media. We could send like megabytes of, they could send like kilobytes of data at that point. They could send a chip on it. It was the 1970s, late 60s. They could send punch cards or some other digital thing, but they're like, there's no way this is going to work, so let's do a record, because that's analog. You know what's crazy? They really didn't want to put Chuck Berry on the record.
Really?
So on the Golden Record's mostly classical compositions, and then somebody was like, we should do something of like that represents now.
Yeah.
Right?
But I guess there's sometimes that snobbery. I mean, like, I remember being in the jazz course, and there were literally people who were like, I'll never listen to Bruno Mars. No, not gonna do it. It's like, the album 24 Karat Magic is the thriller of our generation. That thing bops and goes hard. Like, you're missing out. Like, I mean,
Bruno Mars is great.
You could be as narrow-minded as you like, but don't spread that crap on other people. Like, some of the best music there is. Don't spread it.
And then we get into Umbre, which is okay. I liked it. It's a slow one, and it sounds a lot more subdued than the previous, 9 tracks.
The intro chords are so big, like, huge, and meaning like lots of notes. Like a chord could be a triad, 3 notes. This is beyond a 7th. It's like,
yeah.
But
it sounds a lot more.
It's like free time to start with. It's not rigid. It's like Mr. Maestro, as I like to call him now.
Mr. Maestro.
It's allowed to let it swell and pull back.
We talked about this throughout the episode, but it's very interesting listening to 3 talented people do what they do best.
I encourage anyone to go and check out a contemporary jazz group live, because then there's this magic of this happening in front of you, and you can see it actually. It's not that how amazing it sounds. that it's being painted in front of you.
Yeah. Yeah, watching it all unfold is probably very well. I've never gotten to see a jazz show. Well, it's really hard to go find a place that's showing jazz music this day and age.
You have to head out to a jazz festival.
I was gonna say, I don't think it's that hard. If you're in a large, okay, it's not that hard if you're in a metropolitan area.
Yeah, that's fair.
If you are like, there's lots of jazz. You could probably find jazz any night of the week in Vancouver.
But there's to get this stuff though.
Oh yeah.
Like so often it'll be very straight up and down swing,
Fair.
bebop, Miles Davis covers and stuff. But this is like one of one. Like you got to see Avishai. You got to go and see him, and you have to go to a big festival to catch him.
Yeah.
I've never seen him live. I
Well,
can't afford that.
That according to his website, he tours like 180 days of the year.
I mean, that's the only way you
But
make money, right?
Yeah.
Jazz musicians live to play live.
Yeah.
Like, they want to do it it's about playing together. And then it's so much fun to see the reactions of people.
The current iteration of the trio is on tour right now. It's just him and then two other guys that aren't on this album, but they tour as the trio. I'm probably being reductive. Those other two guys in the trio are probably equally jazz famous.
If they're playing with Avishai, that's the vetting process.
Yeah.
It's like, you're on tour with Avishai? Like,
Yeah. I don't know. It's like the Miles Davis quartet and quintets, right? Like they had different forms.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, none of the players they were like, oh, this guy was not that good.
They were all
Cannonball Adderley was weak. You're like, whatever.
Tony Williams being 17 when he was like touring, recording with Miles. Like,
yeah.
Umre's got this really crazy, beautiful piano line. I love this like little chromatic thing that he does at like the 3-minute 45-second mark.
Mm-hmm.
Another big feature as well for the bass. Like, bass only gets a couple of. It's like drum solos. You only get one or two an album. There's only a few moments.
Yeah. It's a really beautiful, calmer piece. I think that, again, textures on the drumming. It's so good.
Well, the whole album has this cohesive feeling. Like it all fits together. You can tell it's all from the same album.
Yeah, it definitely has something about each track that indicates that it is by these three guys. And it could only be by these three guys because of the way that they interact with each other.
It's like a Picasso. You see it and you go, that's him.
Yeah.
Like, that's Picasso.
It's got googly eyes. It looks like I drew it. It's a Picasso. I really liked the last track. I really thought structure and emotion was really good. And I can't really tell you why.
It's bright.
Yeah.
It's optimistic sounding.
Yeah, I don't think he plays with this. I don't think I heard it playing that high on the piano anywhere else on the album. He starts like right at the very tippy
I love
tip.
how pianos can go so far that nearly no one uses those very top notes.
Yeah.
Nearly no one uses those very bottom ones, but they're there.
Yeah.
And then we get this. Yeah, you get this kind of beautiful flowing arpeggio at the start.
What's a bow on the bass?
Oh, okay. I just really love the piano part.
It's gorgeous.
Yeah. The way he's playing the piano is just flowing. It's just beautiful.
And as typical of this album, you can't pick where the harmony's going. So much radio music, you can guess where it's heading. You can easily step it out. I can't with these guys because they just find these directions that, I don't know, you just have to be just a heckin' brain.
And then it drops in. You get like 1 minute 45. It was like 2 minutes before it. Beautiful riff. And then you get these middle.
Yeah. This song is just really pretty, and it like longer, but it doesn't feel that way. I would say that about all the tracks on this album. Like some of them lean to the longer side. This album is almost an hour long.
Yeah,
but it doesn't feel that way.
No.
This anyone who wants to get into like critical listening, which is where like you're not doing anything else, you're listening to the album. Get an eye blinder. I don't know if you've tried listening to music with an eye blinder on.
No.
Whoa, give it a go. You turn those puppies off. You put all your brain power into your ears. You'll see stuff. It's my favorite.
Oh.
Yeah, turn your eyeballs off. You don't need them.
Turn my earballs off.
Chop your balls off.
Chop your balls off. You don't
Lose
need
your
them.
balls.
I love that. But like the 240. It's like there's that little piano riff. It's like it's like so good.
And it's so aggressive in the middle. And it's
yeah, it's crazy. It's such a beautiful build. That do. Like, God, it's crazy. This song's amazing.
Yeah,
It's so intense.
I really like the piano sounds so good on this particular track. And it closes out the album really nicely, I think. You
And-
kind of get what you expected from the beginning and the end of the album.
Yeah, it's capped off.
Mm-hmm.
What is in that? Man, it's like, what is going on in the middle of this track?
Mm-hmm.
Crazy ostinatos. And the thing is, they're playing against that. They're playing with that rhythm, and then also against it. And the second bit, how it's crunchier now. It's the ostinato again,
Yeah.
but it's crunchier.
And then the drums like kind of slowly open up. He's playing really dry, really sharp, really clicky. Like,
But those rim shots, kong, kong, kong.
Yeah.
That's what those are.
and then, but it's crazy how they're still playing like at like the 3:45 mark. They ditch the aggressive staccato nature of the rhythm, and then it opens up to this wash, and it's so smooth, and you hardly notice how complex it is. And then they're like, "Psych," and then you go back to the like staccato, and you're just like, "What?" It's so
Yeah.
complex. And then like, what if we just play a little bit loose and like legato, and like it's just like,
And it's the choice of the ride cymbals as well. Because like, he's on the hats for the choppy bits, and he moves to one ride for the open bits.
yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful track. It's got this like ebb and flow, and this like it breathes.
It's the best part about a jazz trio is that there's more room for people to breathe. Because if you're an 18-piece big band, you have to play your parts and wait your turn. But these folks, you can slip in a bass solo, you can slip in a piano solo, and they just fold over each other.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do that with a bigger band. I mean, you can do whatever you want, but it's more organic with a trio.
Yeah,
Let's
it's a
talk-
great way to close, a great closing track for the album.
Indeed.
Especially with Avishai just hammering
Yeah,
hard.
you get one bat shit insane bass solo for him to be like, "Yeah, you ain't forgetting me." Like,
Let's talk about the album itself. Not to detract from the conversation, but I read a couple of reviews of it on vinyl, and the vinyl review seems to be sort of mixed.
It's a digital album.
Yes.
And then the vinyl exists as like, you get to have a genuine physical copy, but then I guess it wasn't really mixed for vinyl.
No.
It's digital first and then pushed onto vinyl.
Yeah.
And that gives more respect to amazing sounding albums on vinyl. Vinyl just doesn't make stuff sound naturally warm and gushy and all that.
No.
You have to mix for it. It's a special mix.
We've actually discovered that with one of Belle's albums. So Belle brought on an artist called Begonia. She's from Manitoba. Her first album was mixed very, very poorly for vinyl in the sense that
they didn't do any sort of mastering for vinyl, so it's like
it's very quiet.
it's way too quiet. And
Yeah.
It's blown out if you turn it up.
Because the stylus can't whack out big bass notes.
No.
It can't do, because I've done a vinyl video where I did vinyl versus lossless audio, and the lossless audio, title, whatever, it had slightly deeper lows and slightly higher highs. It was so subtle, and I was destroying the music. Comparison is the theft of joy.
Of course.
And literally going A, B, A, B, A, B. I had the two sync perfect. I have a heckin' turntable at home, like $6,000 something set up.
Jesus.
You buy it good once. Granddad's got an amazing turntable he bought 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Still, you get a great Thorens and just be done with it. And I was going A, B with musician friends of mine, and we could feel the vinyl just being slightly less, but only slightly. It's amazing what that stylus can do.
Of course, yeah.
But technically, it can't do the crazy sub lows. It can't do the crazy tippy highs. So like crazy EDM dance music, that's not a vinyl thing. It couldn't do those huge bass. It'll do plenty of bass.
But properly mastered EDM for vinyl would sound good.
it'll still sound good. You will never get the super low notes and the same mixing, but like you can get pretty good sounding
Vinyl still sounded excellent.
Yeah.
If you didn't do the dumb thing of doing a hot comparison, which just destroys everything that you ever do.
Of course.
If you just walked into the vinyl version, you go, "What's this?" I'm like, "It's being scratched out by this needle right here," and people go, "Wow!" But then if we did the A B, people go, oh yeah, you know what? Yeah, the digital has slightly lower and slightly, but you never torture yourself like that. But digital has all this post processing and these capacitors and all this stuff to make it do that, and it's literally a stylus rattling out the music. It's insane how magical vinyl sounds. It made me enjoy vinyl more. It's like, damn, it's still really, really good. And especially, as you said, if it's mixed for it, because you got to place the instruments in a different way so it works better. But yeah, if anything, it made me like vinyl more.
The other downside to this album's vinyl record, is that it's only 8 tracks. They don't have a They don't have a double LP version. They only put 42 musics on it. So
Interesting.
Which tracks did they drop?
they drop. So I'll read the tracks that are on it: Seattle, Chutzpan,
Yep.
Structure and Emotion, Young Maestro, which is a bonus track.
Oh, they put Structure and Emotion as the 3rd track?
Yeah, Gently Disturbed, 11 Wives, Puncha Puncha, and the ever evolving Etude.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I mean, I'm sure they wanted to just put. Obviously, they wanted to put the hits on there, and then they reordered things because time. But I don't think that they had they haven't. They would have to do a double LP to fit in. That's probably just out of the.
Yeah, I mean, doubles the cost, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you got 2 pressings.
Yep.
Now you got 2 masters. Now you got two sleeves. Now you got
Yeah.
bigger album. Yeah, blah blah blah.
And to do that for 14 more minutes of music than what you could fit on, like.
Yeah, it's not really worth it.
Standard
Not for
LP?
a niche release like this.
And they probably also don't have access to a good, to do extended runs for an extended run out.
This album is $35 currently, which is about average for an LP these days.
It's a digital album. So which means you can find it online, and that's actually the best way. Not a great conclusion with a vinyl verdict. Like
No. That's a completely valid. That's a completely valid.
It's a problem that we've encountered many times.
Yeah, a lot of times we'll say that the conclusion is that the buying it on vinyl was not a good value.
We listened to Dope Smoker by Sleep, which is a single song. It's 1 hour long, but it's on a double LP, so you have to flip it 3 times.
That's fun.
Which kind of ruins the vibe.
Yeah, it's a continuous piece of music. Having to flip it 3 times is
Yeah.
you know,
And lots of albums that are digital first albums, have to do reordering because they didn't consider that the first 3 tracks have added, or the first 5 tracks have added up to far more music than we need.
Yeah.
So we need to move something to the side. I have a Swans album, Swans to Be Kind. That's completely reordered from the digital album. And then the most recent Swans album, they just cut a whole song because there's a song on there that's 38 minutes, and it would have caused them to have to do a triple LP, and they were like, we can't afford that. You get a double.
So they just got rid of it.
So they're just like, you get the download track. You can download the center, and it's like the title track. It's like the centerpiece track of the album.
The fun limitations of physical media.
Yep.
Like you've only got so much tape. You only got so much scratching room. You know, like that's all there is. Like, and I don't know. Sometimes having limitations makes you more creative.
Yeah.
If you have walls to push against, then I don't know. You can get more clever, or in this case, it just means you get less.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the magic of vinyl.
Sometimes you get less, and that's why we love it. All right,
Hey,
Jamie.
could be 8 tracks where you got to order it in a weird way so it loops correctly. You know.
Yeah, 8 tracks are fascinating. So my dad has a lot of 8 tracks, but 8 tracks are neat in the sense that they'll order it differently, and they'll put a fade out or a split in the track, or they'll do thing where there's a weird track that's just for the 8 track where it's like an interstitial because there's a little bit of a spot between where a song ends and where a song needs to begin, but they need to have a little bit in there because it'll just have 15 seconds of silence otherwise.
Yep.
So, but anyway.
Yeah. So, Jamie.
Yes.
What's your vinyl verdict?
Oh God. I rated it 8 hamburgers out of a.
I give it. I get 3 bags of popcorn and an ice drink
and a small bit of sweet.
Yeah.
Something sweet, but not too much.
Yeah.
I really like this album. I'm not as in tune to musical knowledge as you guys are, but I find it very interesting how the album sounds. It has a beautiful rich texture to it. and I really enjoyed how all the songs were similar but not samey. But it has this beautiful rich tone. I listened to it on my stereo as well, just so I could like figure out how it sounded like outside of my headphones. I played it the other night. I really liked it. I think it's a great listen. I think you probably the listener at home should, at least give it a shot, even if jazz perhaps isn't your thing. What do you think, Adam?
I thank you, Wade, for showing us this album. This is great.
Thanks for the invite for me.
Yeah,
to
I
drag it
really,
in,
really
yeah.
enjoyed this album. It's right up my alley in terms of the kind of like complex, mathy jazz fusion type stuff that I really like. I had a blast. It's very rich. It's beautifully performed, well produced, incredibly well composed. And I will say this: the one knock against it, not really a car album.
No,
Not a good car album.
even though that's how I listen to it the most. In my old panel van with
Yeah.
5-speed gearbox we put in ourselves.
Yeah, you just kind of like can't hear the bass solos and stuff.
Yeah,
and, like,
it's a critical listening album.
Yeah.
It's like put an eye blinder on, turn off your eyeballs, and just put an hour away that you're just going to be like, I've got nothing to do other than just to sit
yeah.
and just let it happen.
It's definitely one of my favorite albums I've listened to this season.
I
Yeah,
love that
absolutely.
it's technically it's simple ingredients.
Yep.
It's a piano, it's a double bass, and a 4-piece drum kit. With everything's carefully picked out, of course, but they sound like that live. You don't need heaps of production.
It's very authentic, yeah.
Yeah, and the dynamics, how quietly they're playing. So when they do put some volume into it, it leaps and it swells and it's so uncompressed. It's like this counter to how so much stuff is just maximum volume, bouncing off 0 dB at all times. Whereas this has moments where, yeah, if it was in the car, you wouldn't be able to hear it. It would come right down to a whisper, and the road noise would take away everything. So it's definitely a sit down in a quiet room, turn off your eyeballs, and just disappear for an hour. Yeah, the harmony for me is nuts. It's so interesting. You can tell it's all part of one piece of art. It's all part of the same album. And that's why I've got it on vinyl, even though, admittedly, I've never listened to it because I just wanted to preserve a copy of it, and I just thrash the digital version over and over and over again.
I do that a lot. Sometimes you buy the record just to support the artist.
Yeah.
'Cause way more money goes from an album sale to the artist.
And
Sure.
just that big album cover, the fold, getting the
Yes.
information, being part of the VHS, old vinyl crowd from years back, just that fun of having a physical release in your hands. And you can just see, like, if they've released it on vinyl, they care. Because not much is released on vinyl. Like, you got to really intently kind of want it.
Yes.
It's getting better, though. Adele and like Taylor Swift and stuff keep
In shitifying it.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, you need those 3 chords compressed the hell released
Well,
on vinyl.
It's just like, so Taylor Swift released like 12 variants of her most recent album,
Right.
and she has a very enthusiastic fan base who will buy multiple variants. So
The
it
problem was
prevents
it
production
tied,
of other albums
it tied up record plants for months.
because there's only so many plants out there.
Well, but then I guess the profits from such ventures would allow them to invest in more pressings. So often artists have to do commercials and do, that kind of work. They'll do, a lot of my lecturers, a lot of their big paydays was doing commercial work. They'd
course,
write jingles for a car wash or something. That pays more than releasing this big piece of art that you've poured your life into and 10 people buy it. It's like, I don't know. While it does tie up the production, you hope that the money coming in helps them.
I hope that demand shows that they should make more. They should make more vinyl plants. The issue, there's a whole other issue with vinyl production in terms of loss of expertise.
Yes.
And in both the like creation of the vinyl records, but more so in the creation of machinery for the plants. There's a lot because there's already few people who know how to create vinyl. There's even fewer people who know how to create the machines that create vinyl.
About 40 years ago, there was a lot of record production here in Canada. We had some of the most record plants, and then we sold all the equipment off.
Yeah.
As demand waned.
Yeah, a lot of like classic rock records. Some of the
the more
some of
sought
most
after.
sought after copies are Canadian pressings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And a lot of that equipment ended up in like the former Soviet states. That's why you see pressed in the EU, but like if you look at it close enough, it's been pressed in Czechoslovakia or somewhere like that, because that's where they ended up, because records were sort of a novel medium to them at that point. Because if you look at like former Soviet state record plants, they were pressing them on X-rays.
I've seen those. See someone's Genki pelvis, and
Yeah.
you're listening to a Beatles knockoff or something.
Yeah, because
so
they
cool.
pressed them on old old X-ray.
That's pretty slamming.
film,
I
yeah.
love making the most of what you got.
But
I mean, it's like as a car enthusiast, I think back to all the cars I gave away for free. Like cars that are now worth 20 grand, like a V8 wagon, Australian-made thing. But at the time, you couldn't even sell it.
yeah,
It's
you
why
couldn't
I
give
gave it away.
Yeah.
I gave it to a friend who took it onto a paddock to thrash on it and rolled it over. And we went, well, at least it had a good ending. And now we're looking going, do you still have that wagon? No, we burnt it down. I'm like, they're worth $30,000 now. And
Yeah.
now what you gave away when it was junk, you go, oh no.
Yeah, scarcity made them more valuable.
But you can't kick yourself because I couldn't even get rid of it. And at the time, if they dumped them off because there was no demand.
Think of all the people who dumped their records years ago, gave them away for 50 cents or 10 cents or whatever because CDs were the new thing.
Or currently, I've got thousands of DVDs and CDs
Yeah.
because everyone's dumping them because, yeah, well, I use Spotify. It's like, cool.
Yeah.
What
It's
happens
got
when the
CDs
what happens when the servers get turned off, bro?
I think CD resales have gone up by like 100% over the past 5 years.
Yeah.
I
Like,
never stopped.
CDs
I
are
still use iPods, unironically.
CDs are getting expensive again.
No,
Well, like not expensive. Sorry, CDs are recovering from being like $1 to $2,
Or
Yes.
and are now like
almost completely worthless.
and are
yeah.
now like $4 to $5.
because you own it. You
Yeah.
have it. Like, even if my discs rot out, which they will. I mean, vinyl goes moldy. It goes moldy in the sleeve. Like, I found my mum's old records, like Bat Out of Hell and all this stuff, and they're moldy. It's like, oh.
Fortunately, you could clean them. You can't fix bit rot.
No.
Once bit rot happens, the disc is useless.
But when the vinyl wears from the needle,
Sure.
you cut everything's wearing it. Everything's
Of
turning to
course.
dust.
Yeah.
This is why I buy vinyl and never listen to them. Keep them in a temperature controlled unit, high quality storage, because one day they might be worth. One day I might want to listen to them. One day they might be worth money.
Adam, I don't think that's true.
Yeah, I'm lying.
Yeah, I don't think that's even a little
I am
bit.
very much like I got the record to listen to it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yep.
use it. I don't collect things to resell them.
No.
I might sell something if I go, I don't really care about this, and it is worth a decent amount of money, and somebody wants to buy it.
Yeah.
But
I've got some rare cars that I thrash on because I bought it to drive it.
Mhm.
It's like, people who buy a Ferrari and never let it leave their house because it's
Yeah.
an investment. You see someone taking it to the beach and getting salt water on it. You're like, yeah, because good. Use it. People actually using the thing they pay good money for. And yeah, use your discs. They're going to turn the dust no matter what.
Yeah.
They're going to
Exactly.
go.
Eventually,
you're not
everything.
going to be on your deathbed and being like, thank God I kept that record in pristine condition.
I'm so glad I kept my couches wrapped in plastic and my ass never actually touched that
Yeah,
$5,000
that was
recliner.
such a nice couch. I'm glad I never felt it. It's like, yeah, you don't
need
know
at least
anything.
one milkshake to go through your couch, otherwise it's not yours.
You don't know anything. You could accidentally buy. Did you hear that story about that guy on Reddit who bought gas? He bought oil at like -$30.
Mhm.
They put a contract in, and then it went up to like -3, and he sold it. But he closed everything except for one contract. And that one contract, and somebody was like, "Dude, you bought oil. You didn't buy shares in oil.
You bought the actual
one
oil.
contract you have to close on is that you need to take they're shipping it. They're gonna ship it to you. You will get sued. You bought like 26,000 barrels of oil or something.
And you can't just leave that
It's
hanging around.
so funny. Like, what a screw up. You're like, I'm rich, and they're like, no, you bought oil.
You absolute moron. Where are you going to put all this?
The difference between what you thought you were doing and what you were doing is massive. Yeah, you have to figure out what you're gonna do with all of that oil. That's why they were selling it to you, because it was negative money, because it was so expensive to store.
So now it's your problem. Yeah.
Oh God.
I hope that happens with vinyl. It's like You bought thousands of albums. Where
Oh,
are you
yeah,
gonna?
I invested in vinyl stock. No, you invested in
No.
records.
Now you own 300 copies of the last Taylor Swift album.
No.
All the same variant.
The worst part was if you went on like the vinyl subreddit, there was, after that album had been out for a while, there were bins at Goodwill that were just full of them because the Walmart or whatever had just like dropped them off.
Yeah.
Storage space costs a fortune.
Yeah, what are you gonna do with 80 copies of whatever Taylor Swift's last album was called?
Yeah. Anyways, you know who never gets old and will never
Vinyl
die. DankPods.
I thought we were gonna go Proton VPN.
No,
Wow.
I wish, please, somebody get sponsors. But thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me. Thanks for the
where can our listeners find you?
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's basically
And
Flowplane.
So,
I mean, I do have mess on Spotify. If you search Dank Mess, if you want Simpsons mess heaved into your ear holes.
perfect. Well, yeah. Thanks. That was a great. Thank you for bringing the record
Thank you
on.
for coming on, Wade. Yeah.
It was
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Oh,
All right.
such a
Thank
sweetie
you,
bud.
listener, for listening. We would be doing this without you, but we're glad that you're here too. Okay.
We're doing this anyway.
Yeah, we would be talking about this stuff anyways. So, tune in next time when we talk about a different album. I don't know what it's gonna be. I think it's Jamie's pick next, but I can't remember the order at this point.
It doesn't matter anymore.
It's all messed up. We just do records now. I just need to go look through it. Anyways, thanks for listening, listener. I love you.
Well, bye.
Bye.
Yep.